Good evening, and thanks for tuning in to our football preview show. This is Ryan Saab, and this is Daniel Roby, and we are going to be talking about the good and bads of the NFC teams.
All right, I'm going to start with a good here, a good for the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys' offense, I think, this year will be really dominant. Now, getting a guy, Dak Prescott, to me, Dak Prescott will be way better this year. And I think Ezekiel Elliott will be unstoppable again. And then maybe Dak to Dez. That would be a nice combo. You got any bads?
I have one bad for the Dallas Cowboys also. I feel like that in their defense, they have a lot of gaps that need to be filled in by more, I'd say, consistent and uptight players.
All right, what's our next team?
Let's talk about the Redskins.
All right, the Redskins. Let's see. They just re-signed Kirk Cousins, which I think is a great deal for the Redskins. Of course, they lost Deshaun Jackson, which won't be good this year. Their defense isn't that bad, but I just feel Redskins just won't have it this year. What about you, Daniel?
Well, a good for me about the Redskins, I'd say, is that I love Josh Norman and how he like is really just like an aggressive player and is always up tempo frankly I like the scraps that he gets in with Odell Beckham. It proves that the Redskins are strong and can hang with the better of teams.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think that Josh Norman is a pretty good player, and he can help them a lot out on defense. Let's talk about the Giants.
All right, I've got one good for the Giants. Their receiving core. Of course, they lost Victor Cruz to the Bears, but you still have a guy in Odell Beckham, and you got Brandon Marshall. Now,
Eli Manning.
Yes, which will be really, really hard to cover because if, say, you're playing the Redskins, you put Josh Norman on Brandon Marshall, well, who's going to cover Odell? If you put Josh Norman on Odell, who's going to cover Brandon Marshall? They're just going to be a great team this year. What about Daniel?
I do have one bad on the offense though, and I feel like that Eli Manning's the type of quarterback that goes on and off. He has that sort of style where he could be throwing like 50-yard balls to like Odell and stuff, and they could be catching them catch after catch after catch. And then other ones, he could be chucking the ball like down the field and it getting intercepted or going out. So I feel like that's the they need to tighten up his consistency and flow through quarterback position.
Last but not least, let's talk about the Eagles.
All right, I have a great thing for the Eagles. Now, the Eagles this year added a ton offensively. Of course, Carson Wentz got help from a quarterback coach that helped Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, like basically Super Bowl quarterbacks. He helped some great guys, and then especially adding Torrey Smith, Alshon Jeffrey, and especially adding Chris Long on the defensive end. Got any bad Daniel?
Well, actually I do, and I feel like that Darren Sproles has been injury prone, and just their whole entire running back line. Same thing with Ryan Matthews. Throughout these past few years, like look at last year for example, when Ryan Matthews got injured, they had to bring in Darren Sproles, and 2 games after he started, he got a concussion while playing the Redskins at home. So I feel like that just staying healthy is their biggest thing, and that would contribute to a great season if they can stay healthy.
Yeah, this is Darren Sproles' last year, so next year he's a good player. So next year they're gonna need someone else, but we'll talk about that next season. Thank you and goodbye.